Now I'm going to explain on test April 2019 part B. Okay, right, this is the question. It's a very short one, but maybe you think that this is the most difficult one. Okay, so the main thing is you must draw a correct timeline so that it will help you to prepare the notes on the PPE. So let's extract the information and put it in the timeline. Bas Berhad acquired a machine for 1.5 million. Okay, so machine is the PPE on 1st January 15. So we draw the timeline 1st January 15. So we have the machine and the cost is 1.5 million. Okay. The estimated useful life of the machine was 10 years. So useful life is 10 years. Depreciation was calculated based on monthly basis. Bas Berhad adopted revaluation model. So when it mentioned here revaluation model, so if there is a fair value given, then we have to revalue and find surplus or deficit. Okay. Alright, on 1st January 17, the fair value of the machine was 1.4. So 1st January 17, the fair value is 1.4 million. Okay, as at 1st January 18, okay, 1st January 18, the useful life of the machine was reviewed and the property changed the remaining useful life to 5 years. Okay, the remaining useful life. So meaning here, the remaining useful life is 5 years. By right, okay, later on I will explain on that. On 1st April 2019, okay, 1st April 2019, okay, this is a long timeline, yeah. The machine was sold at, okay, there is a disposal here. So the sales proceed, I put it as bank here. The sales proceed from the dispose is 1425. So you see, I extract all the information and I put it in the timeline. Okay, so the requirement is to prepare notes. Okay, apa yang dia nak adalah notes on the machine, on the PPE. Okay, for the year ended 31st December 17 and 31st December 19. So you see, dia skip 2018. So for the year ended 31st December 17, that means, okay, you highlight your timeline. So 31st December 17 is here. So you need to show all transactions that fall in this year, 2017, as well as, okay, so this one, the 1st January 18. So because this is April, so we assume 31st December 18 di sini lah. So 31st December 18 di sini. Okay, sekejap. Okay, 31st December 18 di sini. Therefore, esoknya is 1st January 19. Okay, so up to 31st December 19. So this is the year that you have to prepare. Walaupun tak cantik sangat kan. So this is the notes that they want to see. Whatever transaction that fall in 2017 between 1st January and 31st December 17, and transaction that fall in 2019, which is start in 1st January 19 to 31st December 19, you have to show that in the notes. on the PPE. Okay, so before we can prepare the notes, let's do whatever we need to do based on the information given. So, in 1st January 17, okay, you were given with fair value of 1.4 million. Okay, bagi cantik sikit. Alright. Okay, when you do the notes, the first thing that you must make sure is that you have to identify what is the balance BD for the cost and for the accumulated depreciation, what is the balance BD. Okay, so in this case, dia ada 31st December 17 and for the year ended 31st December 19. Of course, when it is for the year ended 31st December 17, the balance BD must be on 1st January 17. If it is for the year ended 31st December 19, the balance BD must be 1st January 19. Same goes to accumulated depreciation. Ended 31st December 17, therefore, the opening must be 1st January 17. And for 31st December 19, it is 1st January 19. Okay. How are we going to identify this balance BD? Sometimes the student always have this problem. Okay, balance BD means balance brought down, which is the figures that you carry from the previous period. So now, this is the first year, okay? This is 31st December 17 and you have to show this in the notes to the account. So what is the balance BD for this year? Okay, what is the balance BD? Okay, just conteng nanti. Okay, what's the balance BD for the cost and for the accumulated depreciation? So balance BD must always come from the previous year. So what is the cost? Because we need to find the cost and the accumulated depreciation. What is the cost from previous year? Must be this one, 1.5 million. What is the accumulated depreciation from previous year? So we have to calculate that. Okay, so let's calculate the accumulated depreciation. So accumulated depreciation is cost 1.5 million divided by the useful life 10 years times with how many years here? 15, 16, so 2 years. Okay, so times 2. So you get 300,000. Okay, so these are the figures, the cost and the accumulated depreciation that you carry from the previous period into 2017. Therefore, that's why if you check the answer, the balance BD in 31st for year ended 31st December 17 will be 1.5 million. Okay, so you have 1.5 million here. 1.5 million. Okay. And then the accumulated depreciation is 300,000. Okay, yang ni lah datangnya. You cannot say that this fair value is the balance BD. Because concept dia balance BD must come from previous year. 1.5 here is the revaluation that take place in this year. So it's not balance BD. Okay, it is a new transaction. Okay, so now we have settled the balance BD. Now we are in this year 2017. So given is the fair value. And you know that when you are given with fair value for revaluation models, yang ni saya padam. Okay. When you have the fair value, you have to compare with the carrying value so that you can identify whether you have surplus or deficit. So what is the carrying value? Carrying value is cost less accumulated depreciation. So cost is 1.5 million minus the accumulated depreciation, 300,000. So you get 1.2 million. Okay, therefore your fair value is more than your carrying value. Sorry. Dah saya ingat pula. Okay, so fair value is more than carrying value. Therefore, you get a surplus of 200,000. Okay. What is the entry for surplus? Okay, like I mentioned previously, we have two entries. One is to recognize the surplus. So surplus means you will increase the asset of the you will increase the value of the asset. So you will debit the, is it machine? Debit machine. Ataupun you letak debit PPE. Credit ARR because this is surplus kan. So 200,000. What is another entry? Another entry is to eliminate the accumulated depreciation. This is the two things that you must always remember. Whenever you get surplus or deficit, you have, number one, you have to recognize the surplus or deficit. The second one is to eliminate accumulated depreciation. Okay, why should we eliminate? Because when you revalue your asset, subsequently when you calculate the depreciation, it will be based on the new value. Okay, that's why the old one we need to eliminate. So, accumulated depreciation, this one, 300,000. So, you will debit accumulated depreciation. Credit the machine account. Alright, the question did not ask for journal entry, but this journal entry will help you to understand what you should do in the notes on the PPE. So, the one that will affect the notes on the PPE will be the cost and the accumulated depreciation. ARR tidaklah, unless you prepare the published account, then you have to put this in the SOCI, Statement of Changes in Equity. So debit machine, that means you have to add your machine, 200,000. This one, debit accumulated depreciation, you have to less your accumulated depreciation. Credit machine, you have to less your machine by 300,000. So, I'm going to show it here. Okay, walaupun tak berapa cantik Sabut je. Okay. So, first tadi, surplus, right? So, you can put it as surplus, you can put it ARR, you can put it as revaluation. So, surplus is 200,000. You debit your machine, that's why you add here. Credit ARR, it will not affect your notes. Okay, and then debit accumulated depreciation. Debit accumulated depreciation, that means you minus. Okay, this one is eliminate. Eliminate accumulated depreciation. You can see here, this is 300,000. This is actually the one that you eliminate. Okay, credit machine, the same entry. You credit machine, that means you less your asset. Again, the same one, eliminate accumulated depreciation. Okay, so done with that part. Okay, so what do you do during the year? Okay, what do you do here during the year? At the end of the year, you have to calculate the current year depreciation for 2017. So how do you calculate depreciation? Okay, remember, this is a revaluation model. So after you revalue, okay, if you refer to the question, there are two methods to measure the PPE. Okay, either cost model or revaluation model. So revaluation means that the revalued amount less the subsequent accumulated depreciation less subsequent accumulated impairment loss. Alright, so in this case, what is the revalued amount? This is 1.4 million, the fair value. We take 1.4 million to calculate the subsequent depreciation. We do not take the original cost here, no. Because we have revalued the asset. Therefore, subsequently, we will use the new value, which is 1.4, divided by the remaining useful life. Why remaining useful life? Why not 10 years? Because 1.4 million is the revalued amount and you need to calculate the subsequent years, right? So 10 years minus you have used up this machine for 2 years. That means you have a remaining of 8 years. Okay? So you get 175,000. This is depreciation in 2017. This is a new value. Therefore, this must be the balance, the remaining useful life. Okay, so 175,000 is depreciation. So we know depreciation is debit, depreciation, credit, accumulated depreciation. So you have apa tadi? 175. So 175 goes here. This is depreciation. That's for 2017. Okay, let's check the timeline. What else you need to do? Done. Okay, you have done the revaluation. You have done the depreciation. You remember that in PPE, this is all that matters. If you are given with this information, you should know what you should do with that information. If it's given with fair value, means you have to identify surplus or deficit, and at all time PPE is always depreciated except for land. Okay, that's done for 2017. Okay, now we are going to 31st December 19. Now 2018, they skip. The question did not ask you to prepare for 2018. Tak ada. Dia tak minta. Tapi dia terus jump. Okay. So remember now again, we are coming back to the same. Okay. What is the balance BD for the cost in 2019, for the cost, and for the accumulated depreciation? Remember again, I repeat, balance BD must be a figure that comes from previous year. Okay, it cannot be figures in the current year. So previously, before 1st January 19, will be up to this point. Okay, yang inilah. Okay, the history ya. Previously they revalue and they depreciate. 2018 nothing happened. Nothing happened except that it says here the remaining useful life is only 5 years. Okay. So what is the cost from previous period? Of course, this is this one. 1.4 million. This is the one that we use to depreciate the machine. See? Therefore, this one become the cost. So, it goes here. Balance BD 1.4. Get that? Next. What is the accumulated depreciation? So, you have to look here. Since you revalue, you have depreciate in 2017. Now, you have to calculate what is the depreciation in 2018. Okay? Bawah sikit. So, depreciation in 2018. Okay? Cara sama sahaja. 1.4 million. 1.4 million. Okay, you use that to calculate the depreciation, 1.4 million. Okay, be careful ya. Normally when you calculate depreciation, it will be cost divided by, okay, like this cost divided by the useful life. Okay, this one we understand. Next Another way when you calculate depreciation is the revalued amount. This is the revalued amount. Since this is revalued amount, so you have to divide with the remaining useful life. This is another way of calculating the depreciation. Now this is another way. You have 1.4 million, but what should you divide? Okay. Okay. Sepatutnya bahagi 8. Sama. Sama je. Sebab dia dah revalue and then for the subsequent years, dia akan bahagi 8, bahagi 8, bahagi 8 because it is a straight line method. But for this case, because the question gives you the remaining useful life of your 5 years. So, instead of 8, you divide by 5. Okay? Now, since this is a new remaining useful life, you cannot take 1.4 million. You cannot depreciate based on 1.4 million. Because this is remaining. Maka yang atas ni mesti jadi remaining juga. How to make this as a remaining? It is actually must be the carrying value. Carrying value is cost less accumulated depreciation. So far, what you have calculated is 175 here. Based on this figure, 1.5, 1.4, it is 175. That means you have to deduct 175,000. Oh, madam, then what happened to this 300? Okay, hello. This one you have already eliminated. So once you eliminate, forget about it. It is no longer in the account. You have removed this 300. Tak ada lagi cerita 300 kat sini. So when you less, okay, you only less this one lah because this is the subsequent depreciation. Alright, so you will get 245,000. Please check, yeah? Okay, 245,000 for depreciation 2018. Okay, now come back to our question. What is the balance BD for the accumulated depreciation? The balance BD. So, balance BD must be accumulated depreciation must be this one, 175. This is depreciation 2017. And this is depreciation for 2018. Therefore, you add up this figure, 2017 plus 2018. So you get 420,000. So this is the accumulated depreciation brought down that you carry to this one, to this 2019 sampai bawah. Okay, so 420,000 here. Okay, now we are now in 2019. Remember, when you do the timeline, this is assuming. Okay, you have to imagine that you are the one who is walking. You are the one who is walking on the timeline. So now you are in 2019. Okay, you have put up the balance BD for cost and the accumulated depreciation. So on 1st April 19, you dispose the asset. Okay, so you kira ni daripada sini sampai sini berapa bulan? 1, 2, 3, 3 months. And then after 3 months, in 2019, you dispose. Now, the question says you depreciate monthly basis. So, monthly basis means that you only depreciate for how long you own the asset. So, you own the asset for 3 months. So, you only calculate depreciation for 3 months. Okay? So, so first you have to know what is the current year depreciation. in 2019. Okay, next is you have to know what is the entry for disposal. Okay, so how do you calculate depreciation in 2019? Now, we are going to use this 5 years ni. Continue ya. So, you divide by 5. And then, what is the cost? Follow sama lah this one. Kalau you tolak berapa? Saya kira 14 minus 17. 1225 samalah Yang ini sebenarnya cara the same formula. The same formula. So sebenarnya dapat 245 kan? Okey, saya tunjukkanlah the same one 1400 minus 175. Times 3/12 because 3 months only. So you will get 61250. Okay. Don't get confused. Don't say that this is reducing balance. This is not about reducing balance. About reducing balance pun I understand it is costless accumulated depreciation. This one, why we deduct? Like I said just now, because down here is a remaining. When it is a remaining, up here cannot be the original. The original is 1.4. To get remaining means it is a carrying value. So you minus, so you get. So maksudnya yang atas dan bawah ni dia akan basis dia samalah the recent value. Okay. So once you have this formula depreciation, then subsequently you will follow the same way of calculating the depreciation unless there is a new information. Okay, but for 2019 you only depreciate for 3 months. Okay, now what is the okay kita catat dulu 61250 ya in the note. So that one under depreciation. So ni tak ada 61250. Okay, boleh. Now next, information on disposal. Okay, so for disposal, okay, there are 4 things. This is standard. 4 things that you have to do when there is a dispose of asset. Firstly, of course, you get money. So your bank increase. Next, when you dispose, so you have to remove your cost. You have to remove the accumulated depreciation. And then you will get gain or loss on disposal. Okay. Ni 4 ni fix. This is the effect when you dispose asset. Okay, the one that will affect your notes only for cost and for accumulated depreciation. So when you dispose, you have to eliminate the cost and you have to eliminate the accumulated depreciation. So when you eliminate, okay, you write down as disposal because this is a disposal of asset. Okay, you eliminate, you have to less. You eliminate the accumulated depreciation, so you have to less. Alright, so very easy for this one because the company dispose everything. Okay, dispose the machine, everything. So you just look up here, it is 1.4, so you just eliminate that one. Okay, and then disposal, you eliminate accumulated depreciation, you add up this BD and the current year. Okay, so you add them up, you get 481,250 because at the end of the year you don't have the machine anymore. Okay. Do you need to calculate depreciation during this method? No. During this period? No, because you have calculate depreciation this 3 months when you still hold the machine. After that, you don't own the machine anymore. This is a monthly basis. What happens if the question says it is a yearly basis? If it is a yearly basis, you don't have to calculate the depreciation at all. No depreciation for 2019 because for yearly basis, we only calculate depreciation when you still own the asset at the end of the year. If you still hold the asset at the end of the year, so kalau you have disposed the asset and at the end you don't have the asset anymore, so there is no depreciation for that yearly basis. But for monthly basis, you only calculate during the period you still own the asset. Okay, so that's all the detail that you need to put down in the movement. So you see here in 2019, so you have to find lah balance CD kat sini. Okay, you find ini of course minus, not minus, zero. Okay, so you find what is the value balance CD, and this one of course tak ada dah because dia dah dispose. And then you get the balance CD, then you find the carrying value. Okay, you can refer to the solution that I attach. So I hope that you understand the different way, the flow. The most important thing is to extract information into the timeline and slowly identify what you need to do along the line. Okay, that's all. Thank you.